Legal costs, permits, all that kind of stuff are like soft costs that don't need to exactly exist. Some of it does, but the more laws, the more restrictions, the more expensive you're making things based off of the rules. I call them pieces of paper. So these pieces of paper are making your house cost more when it doesn't have to, because it's not economic activity that is required to build the house or to sell the house or to create the house or anything like that. It is because of the rules that are making it expensive. Without some of these rules, I think we'd see significant decreases in the cost of housing. And I think this stuff needs to be looked into heavily, because the way that we're going, and maybe nobody, maybe, the powers that be don't care because they're benefiting. But for your kids, if you can't pass them down real estate, or for you who might not own your first house, this stuff is hurting you. Basically, what's happening in this country, in my opinion, is that the people, basically there's like a line, right? What side of the river are you on? And the river is getting big where you're not going to be able to cross it anymore. So are you on the rich side of the river or the poor side? And to be on the rich side of the river, you need to own assets. Most people's wealth is in the real estate asset. Okay. So, and that's why we see the racial wealth divide. So especially with housing, it's getting more and it's getting more and more expensive, right? So if you're on this side, you're benefiting, you're getting richer. If you're on this side of the river's right here. If you're on this side of the river, you're getting poorer and poorer, and the divide is getting bigger, and it's getting harder to cross this river, right? The river used to be like this, and it's growing, 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 and it's getting wider and wider. And so the door is basically being closed behind people who are benefiting. Like, for example, I am a beneficiary of all this because I own 10 rental units and I own property. So because the prices are going up and rents going up, I'm getting equity. My equity is increasing, or my wealth, and I'm getting more cash flow from the rental properties. The 21-year-old who just starting out, who none of this is their fault, are they able to buy a house right now? Are they able to get on the other side of the river? They're working hard, they're doing everything right. Are they able to get there? I think America should be able to make it if you are smart and work hard. You can't just work hard, you got to work hard and smart. And I see, look, there's always opportunity, okay? Let's not act like it's hopeless or anything like that, but it's harder and it's getting worse, and it doesn't have to. And that's why I'm talking about this stuff. I know that, like, it's a bit convoluted. Zoning laws. Oh, how tall can a building be? Oh, how many acres can you build on? Parking spaces. This stuff affects you in a real way, and that's why we're talking about it. And also, zoning law is governed at the lowest level. Okay, so here in New Jersey, Tuesday is election day, November 7th. Okay. 1,200 votes wins an election here. That's not that crazy. You could reach 1,200 people on a light. Honestly, a light year, you probably make 1,000 votes in our community to win an election. Um, and here, those are, and your local municipal council, or whatever, depending on your government structure and your town, city, blah blah blah. Those are the people that can change zoning. So I want you to be aware of it. I want you to hopefully tell other people, get people together. If you care about it, maybe you don't. I think housing affects everybody. It's definitely going to affect your kids unless you have real estate to pass down to them. their their future prospects are going to be worse than yours unless you're passing down generational wealth through the increases in housing. So, something to think about.